Yo, what's up, everybody? It's been a while. Just gonna wait for some people to get on, and then we're gonna start. I'm gonna be fairly active for a while. Just cleaning up my desk. Got some OCD issues. I just wait for a little bit longer, like 2-3 more minutes, and then we're gonna get started right away. How's everybody doing? It's a little bit early. I know I don't usually stream this early, so 10 o'clock, I don't really expect more than like 20-30 people to be on here. But I'm going to have a morning routine every single day from now on, so. Anyways, I'm just going to get started. I was going to live stream, or I was going to make a video anyways for this morning. So whether I'm live streaming or doing it by myself, not live streaming, it doesn't really matter. So let's get right into it. A lot of people have been asking where I've been. I've been in Canada visiting my parents. It's been like over a year and 2 months since I went to Canada. So I figured it was kind of about time for me to go visit them. So unfortunately, I will need some time off here and there, right? And then just to give you guys my schedule, like in 2 weeks, I'm moving to another house, our summer house. So I'll be busy for like 3 days maybe at most to settle in. And then we're going to jump right into it. I got a whole new setup and everything, a portable one. So while I was gone, I'm just going to start off by saying this right now, that while I was gone in Canada, I didn't really look at the market because I was like hanging out with my friends and, I was taking a vacation basically, right? And surely enough, when I actually looked at it, 10 days later, I was down almost 7 figures in my portfolio. That's right, 7 figures I was almost down in my portfolio, and some coins such as ADA, they completely just got demolished, right? Because I'm carrying the majority of my alts, 35% Bitcoin, 15% Ethereum, and then the other 50% of the portfolio is divided into these coins right here, where the majority of that 50% is in Algo. Okay, so Algo is a heavy hold of mine that's holding over 10% of my portfolio. And surely enough, right, when I left to go to Canada, it was around here. Like right around here, June 1st, it was around 15 cents. When I checked it, it was near the bottom of this wick on June the 10th. So I was down like 35% on Algorand alone. So every single coin of mine, I'm getting destroyed. And but I'm not worried because I'm in it for the long haul. And I bought because Bitcoin was showing a lot of bullish momentum at that time. And I still have a little bit to DCA. In fact, I shed a little bit of my position already because I want to manage my risk and have more cash on hand because I do expect further dips, just to let you guys know. That was the point of this entire conversation. So let's talk about Bitcoin right now and how it's been trending. So Bitcoin has had a massive rally for 3 months, as we all know already, where it did like pretty much 100%. And after that, it made this really crappy ass correction. Why did it stall here? On a technical level, the reason it stalled is because of these reasons here. We see massive resistances all the way dating back from like January of 2021 and spanning here. So in this range, you're going to see a massive resistance that's been holding for a really long time now. So between those white lines, especially here, this period was actually a month, 1 whole month. Here was also big because we ended up stalling here for like 2 months before the major rally. So on a technical level, it didn't make sense for us to break above this $32,000 region because it was a resistance that was previously a support for over 2 years now. So technically, why the heck would we break above it this early before the halving? Like literally a year and a half before the halving. It just makes no sense at all. I also want to touch up quickly on how there's been a committee that's being in charge of trying to get rid of Gary Gensler. As we all know, like the very basics of it is that Gary Gensler is not helping America or crypto adoption in America in any way. He's supposed to be protecting investors, but he's doing the complete opposite. He is notorious for making a major list of coins that are securities, but he can't even prove that they're securities. He can't answer a lot of these basic questions in crypto. A lot of the Democrats are now fearing that crypto is going to be pushed away from America, and these other countries like China and Russia, France, they're all going to adopt crypto well before America. So now Republicans are stepping in and saying, you know what, man, we don't want to be the guys behind in crypto. We got to get rid of this guy. So Gary Gensler seems like he might be on his way out. They've been talking about firing him for months now, but finally there's been something that's rolling. So we all know that regulation is going to be the number one thing that's going to prevent crypto from being adopted, or will allow it to be adopted mainstream for big institutions. Once big institutions adopt crypto, it's just going to snowball. There's going to be trillions of dollars rolling into crypto overnight, like Kevin O'Leary said. So I've been talking about crypto adoption for years now, and it's going to happen, guys. Unfortunately, a lot of countries are going to get destroyed in terms of their eligibility to trade. Binance and Coinbase are having major issues right now because of the SEC. So they're being removed from countries like America entirely, and Canada too. So I won't be able to trade if I was Canadian, but thank goodness my wife is Turkish, and with a Turkish account, I could actually trade fully as if I were not even affected by it. So I just got lucky that my wife happened to be Turkish and I'm in Turkey. But other than that, you guys are all going to be affected. Regulation is probably going to prolong this bear market, in my opinion. I don't see it cycling like every 4 years anymore. Like we saw a bull market every 4 years, right? 2013, 2017, 2021. And 2025, we're expecting a major bull market, but it might not come because of this crypto regulation that's going on right now in the world. And so I think that we're going to be drawing it out a little bit further. I do believe we will get a massive rally from basically Q4, like November, December, or October, November, December, all the way till April and forward. We'll probably get like a mini rally. But unless this regulation gets curbed and Gary Gensler starts making better decisions and coins like Algorand or Ethereum are not labeled as securities anymore, it's going to be affecting the market for a while. And that you guys need to understand. So that's kind of getting rid of the fundamentals out of the way in a nutshell. And another thing I want to talk about is this right here. Like this is just freaking nasty, right? Like this is a nasty, nasty setup. And the way it's looking, like if I were to draw this right now, just using the most basic technical analysis, would you guys agree with me that this is possibly a trend line right here? Like let's draw it like on a 3-day where it looks a lot better, right? You would agree with me. It's hard to disagree with this right here. And now if we drew it on the support side, I would say it looks something like that, right? So we are now definitely congesting into this pattern where it's squeezing really freaking hard every time it gets to this trend line. So something is going to give in soon. Are the bulls going to win? Are the bears going to win? We don't freaking know. But what we do know is that it's going to reach an epic conclusion probably like this month or next month. So we don't know which way it's going to drop. We have no idea. If I had to predict the way, I'm going to have to bet down, unfortunately, just because of the way fundamentals are looking. And then if you take a look at recent supports that could actually hold it, well, don't ever look at a support as a set number. Look at a support as a range always. So if I were to look at a range, like maybe this range right here, right? That could be a decent range for now. Like just kind of around here, taking a look at the bodies and the wicks, probably between 24,500 and almost now could be a resist or support rather. We might get a big bounce from here. We don't know. But let's say you looked at it from the perspective of a weekly chart. Then it looks, or even a 2-week. Oh, no. I was thinking of the monthly, I think. Yeah, on the monthly chart, what you see is this green box that I drew doesn't look like a support at all. In fact, this one now does, where the bodies open and close. So then if you look at it on the perspective of a monthly, you're now seeing 23,300 as a possible support. But if you go even further back, like, okay, so when I draw, I want to be clear about something somebody mentioned. They're like, why don't you draw trend lines on a log time frame? I think that log representation on a chart, it's good for visually seeing the price changes. So if you're zooming really far out, it's good to help you visually see the price changes, but it doesn't help you when it comes to drawing supports and resistances from a trend line perspective. So I like to draw it on a non-log. So if I looked at it on a non-log, I see the lows here. Like, take a look at the lows here of the monthly. Around there. You see that? October, September, June. And then if you take a look at this badass right here, all the way back from February of 2019, this yellow line, it just goes right through. And it just looks like it's going to hit right around there, doesn't it? And I see this as an expanding Elliott wave, fifth wave that could happen. And I expected maybe it'll do something like that. I'm just being optimistic and keeping it there for now. But if you take a look at this chart, you could just see that it looks like it's going to hit that yellow trend line and the white one right here. That looks like the trajectory right between like 18K and 20K. That is going to be my target to like add in my last 500K. And then after that, I'm going to be broke. I'll be living like literally month to month, depending on trading profits. And then all my eggs will be in one basket. And I'm either going to ride that thing to zero or I'm going to ride it to $10 million profit. That's the only, there's no in between for me. There's no like making 2-3 million in the next bull market. It's either adding there at 18K and holding it till I make 10 to like $20 million in my massive portfolio, or I'm just going to hold that thing forever and just be like, fuck it. If it goes to zero, I'll die with crypto, but at least I took this chance and I think I'm intelligent enough to be able to start over. So that's how my mindset is right now. 18K is a big number that I'm really waiting for. You guys don't want to hear that, but let's look at it. Let's look at it from every perspective, okay? So you look at the monthly perspective, this is not looking good, guys. The MACD does not look like it's going to go up like that. There are two shapes, okay? This is a concave shape. Sorry for that ugly drawing, but that's a concave shape. It looks like the shape of a cave door. And this is a convex shape, right? Where the opposite of a cave door. This one looks like it's about to curve, not upwards like that, but it looks like it's about to make a cave door, where it's going to come right back down, doesn't it? So the MACD is indicating bearishness. The MACD can't even get above 50 RSI on a monthly. So you can't really call this bullish. You look at it on the weekly chart as well. The weekly chart, MACD crossed over, despite a lagging indicator, still significant, where it finally crossed over, right? Can you see that? So the momentum lasted for a long time. I mean, if you bought it on a weekly crossover, even back in August over here, okay, like if you bought in August, or sorry, not August, yeah, August, like around 23K, right? Eventually you would have been up a pretty significant amount, even on the crossover. But now you're crossing down. Also, the RSI is smashing back down to below the 50s. So the 4-day is on its way down hard, the MACD. The 2-day is down. The daily is the worst because it's definitely curving down. But of course, yesterday and today, it's kind of recovering, but it doesn't indicate a long-term trend in any way. RSI is way below 40. So you look at it on almost any high time frame, from a daily to a monthly, and it just looks like crap right now. So if you look at it from the perspective of RSI MACD, bearish. That's the final verdict right now, longer term. Now let's take a look at moving averages on a higher time frame, okay? So moving averages on a higher time frame, you want to look at the 50. Well, I use 55. 55, and also it's slow here. Okay, so my 55 is the yellow and my 200 is blue. Okay, so if you look at on the daily chart, let's see how we're trending. We're trending into a region that is squeezing between the 55 and the 200. And that, guys, is not a good thing, because usually when it squeezes like this, okay, one of two things is going to happen. It's going to smash upwards and stay above the 200 EMA, or it's just going to crash downwards. So as you can see yesterday, the 200 moving average, the bulls started to defend it. The bears tried to push it down below the 200, but the bulls came back up. That's desperate as F. So right now, we don't know how it's going to trend, okay? We finally got that golden crossover way back in like February. Everybody got excited about it. As soon as it went back below here, scary, but it went back up above the yellow line. That was your buy entry. Then if you take a look at, for example, on the 2-day, okay, on the 2-day chart right here, the MACD, or sorry, the 55 EMA and the 200, it's looking pretty bearish, man, right? It's about to fight. If the blue gets on top of the yellow, not good, man. So you take a look on the weekly perspective. The weekly perspective, we're just at that 200. We're literally just at it. So it's a really critical moment right now, being sandwiched, as you can see, between the 50 and the 200 EMA on both the daily and the weekly. So this is really significant because it will indicate a massive trend change soon. And when this trend change happens, it's going to be volatile. It's going to be freaking violent. And then on the monthly, you can see that we're slowly inching towards the 55 EMA on the monthly. So everything indicates, to think of it like an elastic, okay? You think of it like an elastic band, okay? So an elastic band can stretch up or down, okay? So when the price action moves really far away from the 55 or the 200 moving average, like really far away, that will indicate massive bullishness and a huge trend, especially when there's divergence of the 55 and the 200 separating, where the gap increases. That's going to indicate bullishness. So if it's very bearish, it'll move really low below the 55 and the 200 EMA. But when it's really tight and there's pressure from both sides, from the bears and the bulls, this is what we see. We see the tightening action of the price action getting close to the 55 EMAs. On the monthly, we see it getting really close and tight in between both of them on the weekly as well. And we also see it on the daily. So this is indicating right now that it's not going to stay like this for a long time, guys. It never does. It gets to, it stretches far away. It snaps back to the EMAs. And then it maybe will sideways for a little bit while they figure out which side is likely to win, the bulls or the bears. So the way that I'm seeing it right now is that give it like 2 weeks to a month, and there's going to be some explosive action right now. So my best advice for people is just to be really freaking careful. And from a day trading perspective, after this video, guys, we're going to go over a live stream with just the private Discord group where we're going to hunt for coins to trade together today, because I need to make some money. I haven't made a trade in like 3 weeks. But right now, just taking a look at the general market, we see a lot of coins most likely reaching, I'm going to guess, oversold regions. Not overbought, but oversold. Like if I go to RSI here using my crypto scanner that I made, so if I go to RSI under 30 and over 70 on, for example, the daily time frame here, what I'll see right away is probably really heavily oversold regions. And I'm right about that. You see, look at all these coins. Every single one of these coins are under 30. The only coin, actually there's not a single coin above 70. USDC doesn't, those guys don't count. Okay, so we see pretty much a lot of coins, 19 coins under 30 RSI. So we know that there's maybe going to be some opportunity for a coin to bounce slowly. So we don't see a single coin on the 4 hour today that's above 70 or below 30, which is crappy. But what about on the weekly? We see some coins on the weekly just getting destroyed. Like you see LQTY below 30. So that's crazy. But you see some coins like Tomo that are actually still on the high side. They're above 70 RSI. So Tomo is kind of a crazy coin that's going against the trend. So our job as a day trader is to constantly take a look at what coins we can possibly trade for the day to capitalize on these small little movements. So just because the market is shitty, it doesn't mean that like we can't find a coin to trade. All we need is to catch 2 to 5% of a coin for one day with a decent position size, and that's it. One good trade a day will keep a real job away. So that's what we're going to do right after this. And if you guys you're asking, Guzman, if you're looking at joining the Discord group, there's a link below in the description with all of my links and everything, and you'll be able to see that. And that's kind of it, guys. I just wanted to leave you with a little bit of advice, which is you got to stay patient, man. Like, you do not have a choice right now. If you're aggressively trading, you will get humbled by this market, because it's not a market where you can be aggressive. It's not a market that's very bullish where you have a high likelihood of a bounce. It's a market where you need to understand that if this is your first cycle, as in you got here last bull market, and then now this is your first bear market, you really need to understand that that like you missed out on the bull market. You probably made nothing because you knew nothing. That's the truth, right? There's no way that a guy comes into the first bull market, or a girl, and then they make immense profit. It doesn't happen. It's never happened from what I've heard of. It's always, damn it, I came into the bull market because everyone's making money, the whole market's going up, but I wasn't educated enough. I didn't know enough to actually be profitable. And then now you spend some time learning in the bear market, and then now you're like still getting destroyed because it's a bear market. So understand that these markets are cyclical. They're going to go up and down, and you just happen to catch a really crappy time right now, and understand that the market will return, guys. It will return. I'm very optimistic about it. I like, my goal right now is to not make profit. It's to actually sustain. It's to make a little bit of profit, but not lose a lot. You know, like I don't want to lose any money in this crappy market because I understand the market conditions are not favorable towards traders right now. The market conditions are just crap. I mean, I was gone for only 10 days and my entire portfolio dropped like 30% or so. That was I don't even want to think about it, but I'm still very optimistic and I'm still going to keep buying. Not now, but as it drops further. I liquidated some of my position, like about 250K, just to have some cash. So I can't wait for another market to return. And that's all I want to tell you guys today. It's just be patient, keep studying, keep learning. And by the way, guys, I'm going to show you something really quickly. A lot of my students are getting their books in already. A lot of them are getting their books in. It comes in a really cool gift package. I made only 100 of them, but I wasn't really trying to sell them. So I only sold like 24 of them, but I have 100. If you guys are looking at joining my Discord group with a lifetime membership, getting access to my ultimate bull market strategy guide, 26-hour course online, and this freaking awesome package mailed out to you, you get the book, a certificate of ownership, an LED team lamp, Team Philakone lamp. It's a really cool gift box package that you get. Like it's freaking awesome the way it's packaged and everything. So all of this, DM me for a really good deal. I'm more than happy to give you guys a great deal and a good discount if you're looking at studying. If you want to invest in yourself from $1 million trader, now's your chance. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't feel like shilling or anything today. So I'm just going to leave it at that, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. DM me for a great deal if you want to join me. Other than that, stay patient, stay focused, keep learning. The bull market will return, and you will be successful if you keep the right mentality up. So have a great morning, guys. Take care. I'm going to take a look at some of the questions. Let's just take a look quickly. Nobody's chatting because I'm not interesting enough. No, I don't have Turkish citizenship yet, Wolfgang. Maybe another month. Hi, Phil. Okay, that's kind of it. I answered everything. Okay, guys, have a great day. Thank you for joining me. Bye now.